Let me say, in passing, in reference to the last recording, something that became very clear to me from Paramhansa's exercises. One, that he was wrong, that he was so obsessed with the mindfulness that he missed the fact that ordinary exercise itself tends to keep the body fit and well. The mindfulness, of course, is something about the spiritual side of things, and fair enough. That was his goal. But from the point of view of simply health and vitality, the muscles being regularly flushed with fresh supply of blood and so on, oxygenated, and of course at least a minimum of nourishment, is what's vital to the strength of the muscles and the vitality of the body in that sense. Its ability to do what you want it to do in living. The enemy of old age is that you stop doing what you used to do. Certainly it means less stress on the body and less stress on the mind and so on, and there's notions of deserving a rest and having a retirement, but if it's a sedentary retirement, I don't mean do the reverse and go to extremes, but you need some regular use of the muscle, tensing and relaxing, for it to be supplied with the oxygen and the vitality in the blood that it needs to keep in form and, renew itself. Otherwise, if you don't use it, you lose it. It withers away, and you start dying. So, some sort of fairly healthy exercise routine, and this is nothing new. We've been doing exercises for, I come from the last century, and we were certainly concerned that, exercise helps the troops to be more able and capable of fighting. Part of the parade ground was exercise routine. Keep the army physically up to scratch. So it's nothing new, but it's something that's incredibly neglected. For some people, and many people really. And then they wonder why they're dying slowly. Yeah. So, we make sure we have a lifestyle that does use the body, if you wish to keep it. I don't know if you can keep it indefinitely that way, but certainly make life a lot better while you're still here. Don't do it to excess, don't strain and stress and decide you're going to be a bodybuilder or something stupid. You just want to be able to live comfortably and happily. Bless you. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. Well, I've done 6 or 7 yoga exercises, nothing extreme, I might point out, since I was 10 or 12 with Mum, on and off, and much of the time in busy life, of course. But I now do Paramhansa exercises. They was called Yogoda originally. It's now called energization exercises. But something like 38 extremely simple movements of the body, which you do mindfully, of course. You tense and relax, don't over-tense and so on. And it's comprehensive as far as I can see. It's quite an enlightenment in itself. And I certainly strongly suspect that Paramhansa's right in that it has a spiritual effect. But simply health and vitality does have a good spiritual effect. I mean, a person whose body's going completely to pieces in pain and suffering and deterioration, well, it's very difficult to be spiritual at such times. It's a bit late. It's best to have achieved some spirituality before you get to this level. But, don't get me wrong, the miracles and so on can happen. But just from a purely narrow self-interest point of view and worldliness, regular, good, comprehensive exercise, not no pain, no gain, that's absolute rubbish from the point of view of health and vitality. Brings a short life, I can tell you. But reasonable exercise, yes. Great blessing. And as I say, I think a spiritual blessing too. You'll be calmer, more peaceful, more hopeful, more comfortable, more joyful, fresh, and more engaging. In other words, greater volition, willingness to live and act. The hopeful vitality of retirement, not the decrepitation that the sedentary majorly supports. Yeah. Bless you. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. Well, I should say that, if you want to do those particular exercises, and I do them, I spend about 20 minutes twice a day, typically. Not too religiously, but typically. Morning and evening doing those exercises. So, total of, say, 40 minutes a day. You can find out how to do it simply by looking up online energization exercises, or you could look up Self-Realization Fellowship or Ananda. I think it's called Ananda Fellowship. Yeah. They both teach it. I learned it with Self-Realization originally, and sort of learnt it again with Ananda, and don't strictly speaking follow either, although you would say I was pretty strictly following it. I have changed certain bits. But, Paramhansa was clear that you need to be personal about it. Don't do what you can't do, and, we're individuals, aren't we? We're not just sheep. There's a tendency with any religion to start playing a sheepy role, but I think that's the failure of religion, really, in large measure. It decided that conformity was the shortest route to harmony, and it is, but the harmony that you achieve doesn't support the goals you originally had of fullness of life. So don't get swept up in things, but that which is good, follow it. Bless you. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.